back on the road, and what a great campsite. If you're coming through, definitely stay at the Genoa free camp. I say it's free, it's not. Like, make a donation, like they really deserve it. It's a super good camp for like people on bikes camping in tents like we are. There's like loads of nice green grass to camp on. There's like a public barbecue there. Only thing I will say is there's only bore water available, which you can drink if you boil it or if you filter it. So yeah, we did both. Boiled it for food, filtered it for our water bottles. Anyway, yeah, great. What was kind of odd later on, we thought we'd found our nice secluded little dugout there, and then this like couple rolled up and like parked right beside us, which was kind of annoying. I thought we had the privacy, but hey, they were quiet, they weren't an issue. Anyway, yeah, so I think we're just about to cross the border into New South Wales. Shortly after that we'll be in Eden. I think we've got about 60k at this point, and we'll be headed to the Killer Whale Museum, which is something we've wanted to go to since we landed in Australia. Bonnie's given me mini thumbs up. She's excited. Yeah, let's go. Border 5, Eden 53. Hell yeah. New South Wales! Alright, we're in New South Wales! Yee! We made it at long last, after like 2 years. I was expecting fireworks. That was very underwhelming. When we first got on this highway, I really thought we were going to make some pretty good time. We don't really like cycling on these main roads, but you know, you make the most of it, you get your head down, and they're fast generally. You know, you get the miles done. But this is it's been quite tough actually. Like, it's really hilly, nothing like super steep, but just long drags, you know, spending 20 minutes just tapping away up a hill. Yeah, it's we're not making quite the time I expected us to. Old Tom the killer whale. It's the home of Old Tom the killer whale. Old Tom.
For thousands of years, the Thawa people, the traditional custodians who occupied the south coast of New South Wales, formed bonds with the baopods, or orca pods, that frequented Twofold Bay. Believing the orcas were the reincarnation of their ancestors, the Thawa revered them as sacred and did not hunt them. In turn, the orcas aided the Thawa with their whale hunts. In 1828, when the first whaling station was established in Eden, the Thawa were employed as whalers. With them came the orcas, which European whalers at first considered pests, until they began aiding in the whale hunts. Eden's orca pod, which at its peak contained 36 orcas, would chase right whales into Twofold Bay. The pod would then divide into 3 groups. One group would stay out at sea, blocking any possible outward escape route. The second blocked the whales from below. The third attacked the whales directly, tearing at their lips and tongues, weakening them. The most well-known and beloved of the orcas was Tom. Tom would actively try and drown right whales by launching himself onto their blowholes, suffocating them. He would also alert whalers to the presence of right whales and lead their boats into Twofold Bay. After the whales had been harpooned and buoyed, they were temporarily left in the bay, where the orcas were allowed to feast on their lips and tongues, the only parts of the whale that they ate. Tom passed away in 1930, and after his death, his pod never returned to Twofold Bay. Without the help of the orcas, Eden's already struggling whaling industry finally came to an end.
Okay, it's pretty early. It's just starting to get light outside. Last night after the museum, we managed to get a $50 hotel, which we will take any night of the week because we've got a pretty big day today. It's going to be just over 100k, which we've done plenty of times before, but there's like a massive hill to climb in the middle, along with just general undulations along the way. So today's going to be probably the biggest day we've had since we left the Outways again. We are absolutely loaded on food, snacks, preparations, and we had like an early finish yesterday, so hopefully we're well rested, well fed, and yeah, we can make it through. If all goes to plan, tonight we should be staying at Alexander's hut, which is an alpine hut, sort of in between here and Kuma. If we don't make it, there are other options. We have sort of a plan B if necessary. It's not the best plan, but you know, it'll be easier. We would really like to make it to this alpine hut. And then 2 days after that, we'll be staying in another alpine hut for the Swift camp out. Don't know if I mentioned the Swift camp out, but it's an annual global event where everyone's encouraged to just go out and meet somewhere, by bicycle and camp out. So I've always wanted to attend one of those, and all going to plan, this should be it. This should be our first one. So anyway, Bonnie's over here getting prepped, so I'm gonna help, and let's get on the road.
Oh, I like that, the Coachman's Motel. That's cool. So I forgot to mention yesterday, but today's been a pretty decent reminder that the road into, through, and out the other side of Eden is awful. Firstly, there's very little shoulder in places. Secondly, the drivers are terrible. We're getting constant close overtakes, and we've even just been nearly run off the road by the Eden Fire Department, which is really nice. That's cool when the emergency services are just about running you into a ditch for no reason. There's 2 lanes here. As you can see, there's an overtaking lane, but they decided to ride right up on the line and push us off the road. So yeah, good work, Eden CFA or whatever you are, idiots. Seems that Kamut has sent us on a bit of a shortcut through Pambula, which not really sure is worth it at this point. Yeah, a little bit rough and hilly. On another note, if you're not interested in the Killer Whale Museum, or if you can like get there and get out the other side quick enough, Pambula is probably a better place to stay. It's a much quainter, nicer town, and there's a brewery on the south side, which we're gonna have to forgo today. So yeah, save yourself for Pambula. All right, so getting up that was pretty damn miserable, and it's just dumped us straight back on the Princess Highway anyway. So man, I am so looking forward to never riding on the Princess Highway again. Like, people don't even like driving it, let alone cycling it. So it seems this is one of the rare times where Komoot is kind of bugging me. It keeps taking us off of the highway to ride on these quieter roads, which is great. Like, I like being on the quieter roads, but around here it seems kind of risky. Like, you never know if you're going to end up on like a four-wheel drive track or something, and like we can't take that today. It's like that strange thing where even though this is more pleasant than the highway, just sticking to the highway for as long as possible would probably be much quicker and less risky in a lot of ways. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to bear with it and see how we go. I haven't really got cell service out here, so I don't know if I can really like create a new route or anything like that. Guess we'll see how this goes. Wish us luck. Finally turning off this highway, I'm excited. See you later, highway. Okay, it's been a busy morning. We just stopped in Candelo for some lunch. Found a nice little park here that we can sit in. Looks like it's just been cleaned as well. When we turned up, the guys were cleaning down the barbecue and stuff. So, excuse me. Just had a spicy bean wrap. That Tabasco's a little bit of a heavy dose in that one. Yeah, there's like water taps here and stuff, and so we can fill our bottles up. And then it is the slog to Bamboko, and then hopefully up the hill to Alexander's Hut. At this point it looks like we're about halfway there, halfway through today's cycling, so I don't know if we're going to make it up that big climb. It's a bit of a, you know, bit of a tall order, but yeah, we'll see what we can do. There's a campsite at the bottom of the climb, so if we can't make it, we can just stay there and then do the climb first thing in the morning and get it out the way. But yeah, it would be a shame not to make it to Alexander's Hut if, you know, if we can make it happen. Yeah, so we came down the right down there, didn't we? Yeah. Yeah, so go this way. Thankfully, we're not having to backtrack.
Yeah,
Well, that's a nice little spot there as well. Yeah, it's lovely. Okay, small occurrence of road magic. Just as we're packing up, just about to leave that little town there, the lady came and asked us which way we were going. I think what was her name, Bonnie? Was it Anita? Anita. And said, I live in Bamboko, I've got a cottage there, you're welcome to come and stay at mine if you need to. We're like, okay, well, we're trying to get up the big hill, and she's like, oh, you're going up Brown Mountain? So which doesn't sound very good. I basically said, yeah, the idea is to try and get up there, but if we don't, we would just go camp at the bottom. Well, it turns out she lives at the bottom, so we've got her number, we've introduced ourselves, and now if we get there too late and we can't make it, we've got a place to stay, which is awesome. Nice little town. There's a barbecue and a bench down there. We could have a look. We could go and sit down there if you like. Nice. Steady. There's a pool there. Wow. Oh yeah, so that's part of the Pioneer Walk. They've got all these signs with the names of the settlers on them and stuff. That's cool. This is a lovely little barbecue area as well. Look at this.
Oh, I like this a lot.
This is a very nice little town.